Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skyazrael.com for life coaching and mentoring. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through every single day. Why do I do this morning study and spit game to you? Because it helps me. Maybe I could bring a couple of you along with me. You can walk by my side. I don't really feel like much of a leader. I'll walk next to you. But I do this for myself. That's what you're witnessing here is my journey. I hope some of you can come along. I have some notes here that I wrote down on anger. I want to talk about anger. Anger's a big issue. I talk about anger in the book that I just completed. It's called The Art of Survival, Strength Through Suffering. If you're interested in checking out the book I just wrote, you can go to my website, skyazrael.com, and follow the link. I'll give you chapter 1 for free. Just send it to you for free. You can check it out. Chapter 1 is on, what is it on? The loss of innocence. It's a good chapter. Let's get into anger. You know, you have to ask yourself, how many chances have you ruined because of your anger? How many good opportunities have you blown because of your anger? How many blessings have passed you up because of your own anger? You need to let go of your past. You need to let go of the anger connected to your past. Ask yourself, how long are you going to be angry? How much longer? Is it going to be 50, 60, 70? Are you going to be 80 and still angry? I asked myself this shit, felt like an idiot, realized, goddamn, I've been angry for most of my fucking life. What a fucking waste of a life. Don't waste your life being angry. Anger is a curse we put upon ourselves. Now, anger can be good. It's a natural emotion. You can't just erase it completely, because then that's going to be your own cause of suffering. Anger is natural. You have to be able to control it. You don't want to kill the dragon. You just want to be able to master that dragon, master that monster within. Anger is fine as a self-motivator. It can be good. Your anger can drive you towards that next goal, to the next plateau. Your anger can help you level up. You can get angry and lift that weight. Gives you some adrenaline, some reason to get up in the morning. You can say, fuck that shit, and have that drive that's based on just, that raw aggression. That's warrior shit. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you turn it against others, when your anger is now used as a weapon and you're directing it against others, or as a weapon to hurt yourself, when your anger is used to hurt, as a power trip to hurt, whether it be yourself or others, usually it's others, but you'd be surprised how many motherfuckers get angry and they start hurting themselves. That's what we call rage. Rage is excessive anger, leads to violence. Violence can be described in a lot of different ways. Just don't get your definition of violence from a liberal. Oh, goddamn. They're going to sit there and tell you that words are violence, drawings are violence. A glass of water is violence to a fucking liberal. But let's talk about rage, because that's the type of negative anger that we need to be able to completely master and dominate, so it doesn't master and dominate us, so we don't ruin our lives. I've let my rage ruin my life. Not forever, because I have a good life now, but oh my God, this has been a big issue for me. So there's 3 different types of rage. Let's talk about the different types of rage. Rage is excessive anger. The first type of rage is physical rage. Hitting, punching, smashing holes in walls. I was sitting in a hotel in Pennsylvania in, oh God, where was it? It was like a spring break thing. I was much younger, and we all went up to, I forget the name of the town, but it was a ski valley. And way up in the mountains of Pennsylvania, beautiful. I'm not a big skier. I just ended up doing drugs and fucking chicks the whole weekend. Because it was like a spring break. Everybody from Penn State and the different universities around that area went to this one ski valley. I wish I could remember the name of it. I'm sitting there in the hallway outside of our room, and I was with a bunch of guys, and we're waiting for some of the guys to get ready, because we're all going to go out and party. It was nighttime. And some drunk motherfucker walks by, and right on the wall next to where I was standing was like a glass case, not a very deep one, and they had like flyers and stuff pinned on there, I guess, hotel stuff. It's a big resort. And this drunk motherfucker walks by, he looks over at the glass case with this kind of shit-eating look. I was right there looking at him, and he punches it in this rage, just bam, just trying to be a tough guy. Maybe you've punched stuff in your rage, just being tough, just venting. Bam, you punch something. This guy punched this glass case. The glass shatters. I was like, goddamn. The glass caught his knuckle in the wrong way, and blood squirted out like a geyser. It squirted all over the walls. It was disgusting. He fainted right on the ground. His buddies carried him off. We laughed so hard. And physical rage does you in. We've all experienced physical rage, and it's never worked out for you. I know it hasn't. I can't tell you how many times I've had to apologize because of my physical rage. I've been sued because of my physical rage. I broke a kid's shoulder on a basketball court because of my physical rage. I'm not going to get into it, but I have committed other acts of violence because of my physical rage that I probably should have gone to prison for. You walk around with that in you, it's just poison. Verbal rage. You got to get in control of these types of rage, 3 types of rage. So control your physical rage, your verbal rage. That's when you start spitting mean fire at people. Some of the things you say can be so mean. And it's not always those rants and tirades that you go off on where you're just cursing like you have Tourette syndrome. You motherfucker, you punk. I know what it's like to go on those also. And those can be hurtful. But some of the most hurtful stuff is that subtle stuff. Those little jabs and pokes you give, those little digs you give, those little comments you make. I know what it's like. I've made those comments. It's not fair to take out your anger, your frustration, your weakness. Rage is a weakness. It's a display of your inner weakness. You have a trauma inside of you, and it's not bleeding. It's bleeding emotionally. It's not bleeding physically. It'd be easier to just fix a broken leg than it is to fix a traumatic experience from your past. And rage is like the blood from that wound. Those verbal comments you make are so hurtful. I dated a chick that was so mean. She would make these comments, just make me feel bad. I remember after that relationship, and I told myself, never again. I never felt so miserable in my life as I did with her. And then the final kind of rage I want to talk about is your emotional rage. This is from within. Those emotions that torture you all day long. It's like you have it's like you are a mighty tower of stone, but yet your emotional rage is an army at the base of it, and they all have sledgehammers, and all day they're just smashing away. All day they're just smashing away at the fucking stones are going, and all day they're just bam, bam, bam. Your emotional rage is just killing you, and eventually you're going to crumble. Eventually that fucking tower that you have is going to crumble, and you know it. You're all walking around like fucking fragile wine glasses. Your emotional rage hollows you out. So this is stuff that you need to get on top of. Your physical, your verbal, and your emotional rage. Little homework. Pay attention to this stuff. The more you pay attention to how you're feeling and what you're thinking, the more of a chance that you have to catch your own behavior either as it's happening or before it happens. Ideally before it happens. You can catch those triggers before they hit you. So you're not always in response mode. You're no longer a pinball bouncing around in a pinball machine. You've taken control. It's all It's all food for thought. Get on top of your anger.